European Union Times report describing a secret U.S. war against a UFO base in the South Pacific. Since last December's publication of Mr. Assange's remarks confirming the future release of Cablegate UFO information in Britain's Guardian newspaper, the search string Wikileaks UFO is now tasked to military intelligence agencies, including the U.S. Navy Network Information Center, or NNIC, based in Camp Pendleton, California, as online website visitor logs show. If the EU Times article is correct, recent and highly provocative appearances of UFOs in sensitive airspace over Jerusalem, Victoria, BC, New York, and Dallas, Texas must be reevaluated in terms of peaceful political public actions from ETs intent upon sharing the potential resources of the world with human beings. This story is the subject of a new article in the Vancouver UFO Examiner for Examiner.com. The open-source analytic methodology used in detecting the secret messages of Julian Assange reflected a graph of his digitally sampled speech from the CBS television interview across the y-axis, enabling audio playback and monitoring in reverse. The messages detected through this procedure are formed by unconscious processes related to sleep-talking and Freudian slips. They repeatedly provide involuntary disclosures revealing the contents of the speaker's unconscious mind. Examiner.com has reported how such analysis has proven effective in the gathering of intelligence for military, political, forensic, clinical, and UFO disclosure applications. Here's the audio from portions of the 60 Minutes interview, along with the secret messages from the newly released Vancouver report.
I would like to believe that, on the other hand, that incitements to murder are a serious issue, and unfortunately there is a portion of the population that will believe in them and may carry them out.
The secret message says, "I'm not one of you."
There are certain views amongst Hillary Clinton and her lot that we are subverting their authority. But you're right. We are subverting illegitimate authority. The question is whether the authority is legitimate or whether it is illegitimate.
The secret message says, Iran has nuclear leak.
Iran has nuclear leak. Iran has nuclear leak. Iran has nuclear leak. What we do have is a system whereby we distribute encrypted backups of things we have yet to publish. There are backups distributed amongst many, many people, 100,000 people, and that all we need to do is give them an encrypted key, and they will be able to continue on. If a number of people were imprisoned or assassinated, then we would feel that we could not go on, and that other people would have to take over our work, and we would release those keys.
The secret message says, I guess this battle will be bloody.
I guess this battle will be bloody. I guess this battle will be bloody. I guess this battle will be bloody. I won't make any comment in relation to that upcoming publication. Well, we're not, there'll be a process of elimination if we denied some and admitted others. But I think it's great to have all these banks squirming, thinking maybe it's them.
The secret message says, it's alien, hidden now.
It's EVM, it's EVM, it's EVM. It is our sources who choose to provide us with information or not, depending on how they see our actions. It is our donors who choose to give us money or not. This organisation cannot survive for more than a few months without the ongoing support of the public.
The secret message says, the Saucer City.
The Saucer City. The Saucer City. The Saucer
Last December, the European Union Times stated how the United States went to its highest alert level on June 10, 2004, after a massive fleet of UFOs suddenly emerged from the Southern Ocean and approached Guadalajara, Mexico, barely 1,600 kilometers from the American border. Prior to reaching the U.S. border, however, this massive UFO fleet is said in this report to have dimensionally returned to their Southern Ocean home base. The fears of the Americans regarding these Southern Ocean UFOs began, this report says, during the unprecedented events of July 11, 1991, when during the solar eclipse, these mysterious aircraft appeared by the hundreds over nearly all of Mexico, even their capital city. Most notable about the events of 7/11 were that as millions of Mexicans were watching on their televisions the national broadcasts of these UFOs over Mexico City, the American media refused to allow their people to view it. Since 2004, this report continues, fleets of Southern Ocean UFOs have continued to emerge from their bases, with the latest such event being this Friday past, when another of their massive fleets was sighted over the South American nation of Chile. The immediate danger to our world when these massive UFO fleets emerge from the Southern Ocean, this report warns, are the massive waves caused by their sudden eruption from what are believed to be their underwater base or bases. Do the secret messages of Julian Assange describing hidden alien artifacts, a saucer city, and a bloody battle refer to the same information disclosed in the European Union Times report? In what ways do the peacefully provocative incursions of UFOs into highly sensitive airspace over Jerusalem, Victoria, BC, New York, and Dallas, Texas reflect ET desires to share the world's resources with humanity? You can join the online discussion at Examiner.com entitled Wikileaks UFO, Julian Assange's Secret Messages, and share your views on this story now. Wikileaks is a non-profit website actively engaged in releasing documents to the mainstream press alleging misconduct on the parts of governments and big business. While Wikileaks has been nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize, Julian Assange remains an enigmatic and controversial figure. Currently under house arrest in Britain, awaiting potential extradition to Sweden, Mr. Assange has been criticized for generating national security pressures on governments who can use his actions to justify changing internet laws as they pertain to censorship and freedom of speech. The ZDNet government blog reports, if enough governments are angered over the sort of behavior that a WikiLeaks is engaging in, and if they can't use existing law enforcement or other means to stop this sort of behavior on the current internet, there is a chance they will force the internet to change its nature. Countries like North Korea and China have been attempting this already. China has erected what's called the Great Firewall of China, the Golden Shield Project, Jindun Gongcheng. The purpose of this project is to monitor and control everything that travels in, through, or out of China's internet. Sites are blocked, content is filtered, and censorship is rampant. While Western governments undoubtedly engage in some level of overall internet monitoring, there is nothing like the Golden Shield in operation here. But if the UK or the United States or, say, Russia decides it's finally had enough of this trafficking in stolen classified information, we may start to see more draconian controls placed on our use of the internet. We may start to see in-depth packet analysis for all traffic, so that torrents containing classified information can be disrupted. We may see ISPs required to block any encrypted or binary communication, so anything that's unreadable by governments can't travel across the network. We may see citizens permanently cut off from the internet, and by extension cut off from their friends, jobs, and society, because they're hosting files that only just might be similar to files of interest. This, then, could be the true selfish legacy of the foolish idealists who support WikiLeaks and the release of information that should not be revealed. In a story asking what Cablegate reveals about Canada, Dominion News Cooperative's Media Co-op published a list of online resources to aid in public research of the available Cablegate documents. These resources include Wikileaks Viewer, the CBC's database, a spreadsheet for decoding acronyms, the Guardian Interactive Map, and the Guardian Live Updates. Some of the stories to emerge from Cablegate research describe comments from a former Canadian CSIS director, along with details of how the U.S. spied on Canada. This is the Secret Message Report, Headline Edition. I'm John Kelly. We'll be back again.